Hello, hello. Apparently we're live. Hello. Please excuse me because just this morning set up dual monitors. So I'm having to look over here, that way, see what's going on here in chat and all that kind of thing. And then sort of in front of me is, where I'll be working and all that kind of thing. Should I be working? Um, Basically, I've gone live today as a bit of a relaunch. Um, with nothing really planned as to what I'm going to do. I sort of thought I'd just sort of leave it up to. Chill's probably going to do about, I don't know, maybe half an hour, something like that. And just hang out a little bit. Um, and yeah, have a play. So here we are. Uh, just double checking. We have a viewer. Hello, viewer. Um, Nothing coming on chat just yet. So I'll have to wait a few minutes to see who we've got. I am trying to figure out how to do. I'm sure you can do a pop-out chat box, which I can then put over here, this one, um, in the screen capture area, so that I can be working away and sort of see the chat. The only one I've found so far, though, is quite a big box and sort of takes up half the screen, so it eliminates um, what I'm trying to figure out. But there we go. Oh, hello. Uh, Looking good. Oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, so fingers crossed this is now live on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Again, I'll sort of have to have a quick look and see. But yeah, again, I do apologise. I'm just sort of trying to read the chat. Looking good. Chat comes straight up on the right of the screen, my end. Yes, yeah, it's what I'm saying, Gav. You'll probably know more about this than I do, but I've just set up dual monitors. So I'm sort of looking as it's set up. That's great. Yeah, the chat does come up on the bottom right screen, and it does on mine as well. But I'm using the tablet at the minute as a second monitor, which has got all the streaming kit on there. Um, what I'm trying to do is get a little bust out chat box that I can pop on my main monitor in front of me, so I can sort of be looking at the camera, looking at you guys while working and reading the chat and all that kind of thing. But yes, some of the things I did think we could have a quick look at and a go through. Who's this? Hey James, who? Oh, now then, who's that? All I've got is SHA. But hello, SHA, however you are. Um, Again, I will figure this out a little bit. Let's see whether I can. Let's see what I can find out at the minute. Let's have a look. A checkbox. Let's open the settings for that. Let's make the font settings a little bit bigger. Let's make the text color darker. Does that help? I mean, white text against a white background doesn't really work. And that's that done. I think I might have made it worse. Yeah, I think I've made it worse. But again, I will try and figure these things out. So, I'm just gonna. Ooh. Okay, there we go. So I've lost. Excuse me. I've lost a couple of those messages that came up. before, so I do apologise. But at least I've made that now readable on my side. Potentially could do with making the box slightly bigger as well. So there we go. Okay, so anyway, enough of the settings rubbish, because that's not what you came to see. Um, we'll go back to what I was just about to do. So one thing I did think was I bring up Fusion 360, which is the primary modeling platform I use, and just sort of give you a little bit of a tour around some of the projects I've been working on. So let me just change that. There we go. So that'll bring up now. Oh, wow. Cheers, Gav. Thank you very much. Yeah, no worries. I will see you tomorrow. And thank you for stopping in, mate. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Yeah, so there we go. So now what you should be seeing is on the left-hand side of the screen is sort of a little dashboard of projects that I've been up to. So I've been using Fusion now for a couple of years actually. So there's some things in there, you know, that are old projects. Something I've been working on sort of most recently is this. It should pop up. There we go. So this is a model of Billboard Blast from the Mask toy line. That was set a little bit of a project by a couple of guys in the Mask UK group. And this is what I came up with. And we also have back to there. We also have, there we go, printed prototype. There we go. So that's sort of what it looks like in the flesh, so to speak. So there you go. That's that one. Another one is another group that I'm in. Is the Bucky O'Hare Collectors Group, and thought I'd sort of start a little project for those guys as well. There we are. Back to there. There we go. So there we go. There's Bucky O'Hare's Righteous Indignation ship. There's a 3D model of that as well. This is a project that I've started with the intention of creating this as a playset that will be sort of within some scale towards the figures. So there you go. The idea is that this top bit is like an escape pod that will be set, you know, be able to separate. Um, I'm working on how to make the playset. So what I'm thinking is it'll stand up like that on the boosters, and then it'd be on a hinge and open up, and you'll be able to play inside with your Bucky O'Hare figures. So there you go. So that's that one. And then yeah, there's a lot of bits and bobs that I've worked on over the past couple of years over there. I'm just trying to see if I can get to my Judge Dredd helmet. No, where is it? May not be able to find it. I suppose if we type Dread in the search bar there, that might help. Looking great. Oh, thank you very much. That's either, all I've got is an M, so that's either Mark or Mike. But thank you very much, guys. There we go. Right, so this one, I think. Again, a work in progress. There you go. Some canvases. Turn off the origin so you can see what we're actually looking at. So this is probably the fourth iteration of this. There's this one as well. And then this one. There we go. This one I think has been the best iteration yet. But this is one of the first iterations I did. So I've been trying to apply what I learnt while making this one, and then apply that into these other versions. So at some point we'll get to that and get that finished. What Star Wars ones you got in the pipeline? Ooh, Star Wars. At the minute, I don't think there's anything in the pipeline, but let's see if there's anything we've worked on in Fusion that is Star Wars. I can't remember if there is, you know. Just having a quick scroll through. Well, there's not a mask. Uh, some other bits and bobs as well. Oh, there's a Halo bit there as well. Yeah, nothing Star Wars, I don't think. Which is weird. No, there should be a lightsaber somewhere, actually. I'm sure there is a lightsaber. Somewhere. Lightsaber, here we go. There we go, just for you, Mike. So again, this is an early model. So this is another one that, you know, I'd look to try and use what I've learned since doing this to make that better or improved. I don't think there was anything else Star Wars wise just yet. This was one of the first models. Here we go. This was one of my first 3D models, and I was quite proud of this. I actually 3D this and then did all the printing of it, finishing, painting, did the whole lot, and took that to the premiere of Endgame. There you go. So there's the wrong way. Good old Thor's hammer there. The Mjolnir. Yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, I think in terms of Star Wars, I think that's probably about it. There should have been another lightsaber as well, but I'm not entirely sure where that has ended up. Oh, here we go. Ah, another Star Wars one. There we go. I should recognise that. So there we go. Who shot first? So again, another early model that needs a little bit of tweaking and improving on. But that was quite good because what I did was I modelled the base gun, so I modelled the Luger, and then added on the bits and bobs for Mr. Solo, not Mr. Sulu. Get in trouble for that. But yeah, just scrolling through this list, and I didn't realise there were quite so many. There we go. There's a helmet. So I've done a 3D model of my buddy Evil Ten. He made this Space Marine helmet, which I was lucky enough to win in a giveaway that he did a little while ago. And I thought I would try my hand at doing a 3D recreation of it. So there you go, that's that one. We just pop that back up there. So yeah, just scrolling through this list, it's amazing how, just looking through and remembering some of these projects that I've done. Um, yeah, it's a real blast from the past and a trip down memory lane, as it were. Just trying to see if I can see this other lightsaber hill. Right, okay. Where would that be? Too far. Too far, too far. Oh, oh dear. Uh, let's have a look. There we go. Found it. Not cold lightsaber at all. Something else. Oh, bear with me. There we go. So this is one that basically my son drew and said, "Oh, do you think you could make this?" And again, so I modelled this, printed it, painted it all up. Do have the actual one somewhere. I'm not sure where. So there we go. Yeah, another Star Wars one for you there, Mike. So yeah, there's a lot there um, to carry on with and play with and get everything sorted. But yeah, so moving forward, that's something that I will be looking to do on the live streams is get some modelling done and actually have projects that you can see start from a single line on the screen to a fully fledged 3D model. Um, and we'll go through the printing process and we'll go from actual starting from this blank screen to creating something. So, for instance, We want to create a lightsaber. We'll start off with a hilt at 50 millimeters diameter. And then draw that up. So this will be the sort of the butt of the saber. Taper angle 10 degrees. Oh, not 100. So there we go. So there's a sort of pommel of a lightsaber. Um, and then we'll do the hilt. And then we want some ridges in there to make that look more interesting. So we would do this. We'll draw a slightly larger circle on top of that. So yeah, 52.5. And then what we're going to do, we'll make these 2 millimeters minus 2. 2 millimeters. We're going to make that a new body. And then we're going to create a pattern. Oh, we're going to try this anyway. Non-path. We're going to use bodies as a thing. We're going to use the path is right, okay. We can't quite do that. Bear with me a second. So if we do this, we should now be able to do that. Create a pattern. Pattern on path. So we're going to use the body that we just created as our body that we want to create the pattern with. The path is going to be that line. And we're going to want 20 ridges maybe. Something like that. A raised lightsaber. Could be interesting. Okay, so that's now our. So we've got our pommel, our hilt, and then we'll look at doing a switch. Mike's just mentioned a switch. So let's pop one of those in. So again, let's create a sketch on there. At 50, and finish that sketch. Do, 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 do. Oh, hello. Not quite sure what happened there, but 50, yeah. So we want 30. Oh, hello. 301. No, 30. There we go. That'll do. And then we want to create a tangent plane. on there. Yeah, cool. So that's there. Okay. And then we'll draw the rectangle. We'll have a center rectangle. So from there, we'll bring that out. Oops. Bring that out to 15. Yeah. And then, so we'll create a recess in there now. Again, we'll have a center rectangle. And then where's, we cancel that. Okay. There we go. So now we can create a recess within that. So what do we come out to? 10, I think. Let's go. Oh, we did 15, so let's go back 10 on that. There you go. And then in there, let's have. So we've made our sort of push button. There we go. So we've now got a domed button there. And then underneath that, let's have a little bit of a squared button. And again, let's have some ridges in that. Let's make that a little bit more interesting. Oops. So again, we'll do 2 millimeters. No, let's do 1.5 actually. 1.5. So what we'll do, we'll pull that one out. We'll make it a new body. And then again, we can just do pattern on path. We should be able to do pattern on path where the body is going to be the pattern. The path is going to be down there. There we go. Lovely. Just make sure that all lines up. There we go. So that's cool. And then, what does every lightsaber need? It needs an emitter. So we'll start making the emitter bit now. Let's have a look. Let's see. Let's do 30 on that. We'll make that a new body as well. And then what I want is that to flare out a little bit towards the top. So it's going to be a little bit fluted. 20 degrees. Is that too much? 20 is probably a bit much, so let's try 15. So we've sort of got a little bit of a symmetry there with the pommel and the emitter. Now looking very flashlight-esque. Oh, I don't know about that, Mike. Right, so let's go about there. Actually, no, that's the wrong side. So what we want is we want that to protect. There we go, that's it, like so. I'm going to split this body using this line we've just made. And that one there is surplus to requirements. There we go. Not quite so flashlight-esque now. A little bit more Star Warsy, I would imagine. But then again, you guys tell me. Um, okay, right. Delete that. So what we've done, if we make that a new body, in fact, rather than joining, we can then hide that, which then means we can draw back onto that circle there. Cool, that should give us enough of a wall. We'll bring that body back. And now what we're going to do, we're going to cut straight up through there. There we go. So that now gives us somewhere for our blade to come through. Definitely Star Wars looking. Cool. That's good then. So then what we'll do, we'll add in 45, I think. There we go. That diameter should be fine. So we'll now add in that emitter. And we're going to add a chamfer to that edge. There we go. And there's our emitter, which will then ignite our blade. So there you go. Very quick, very dirty, but gives you an idea of what you can create. And then, for instance, if we wanted to make this look just a little bit nicer, we could start filleting the edges. It's too much. Just add in these extra little bits of finesse. Almost there. Now, what you would do if you were absolutely modelling this from scratch and not just rushing through to give people an idea of what you can do. When we make the pattern, what we'd do is that initial body would do all this stuff to that one, and then that would then be mirrored throughout the whole thing. There we go. So that's that. There we go. That just softens off those edges that little bit. Oh, so there we go. One lightsaber in approximately 10-15 minutes. Yeah, it needs a little bit more imagination behind it to make it a really interesting design. But but yeah, it just gives you an idea of what's possible, what you can do in a sort of limited amount of time. So that's hopefully that's what we'll be doing going forward. Thanks, Mike. But yeah, hopefully that's what we'll sort of do going forward. There'll be more of this kind of stuff. Um, Obviously, if anybody's followed me from Twitch when I used to stream on there, was a lot more foam work. There will be some of that coming back in as well. So we'll be doing some foam making, we'll be doing some 3D modeling, we'll be doing some 3D printing, we'll be doing some painting, all those kind of things. Um, so yeah, so fingers crossed, moving forward, um, we'll have a lot to do and have a lot to give you guys, sort of content wise, and yeah, give you lots of interesting viewing. Hopefully that's been sort of interesting. You've been able to see a little bit. And if anybody's interested in sort of a bit more of a slowed down version of that and learning a little bit of Fusion, then by all means, please feel free to shout up and that can be something we can look at as well. Um, very much. I've been using it now for about 3 years, I think. And I'm still learning every day, figuring new things out. But I'm quite happy to talk anybody through um, the bits that I can do. Um, and yeah, tell you what we should do actually. We should probably add a belt loop onto this. Let's do 5 mil, that should be plenty. Let's turn off the bodies for a second. There we go. So we'll do this symmetric, which will then give us that hole both sides. Lovely. I'll just fillet those edges off. Great stuff. And then what we want is we'll do this as a D-ring. We do actually, we'll mirror that. There we go. Again, we'll just turn the bodies off for a second, just so that we can see what we're up to. Cool. Put the bodies back on again. New body. Okay, I'll move that across there. Just make sure it fits within. Yeah, there we go. And then we shall then let's mirror that again. So mirror line there, objects there, there. Let's do an arc actually. And There we go. So if we were actually to make this lightsaber now, we'd be able to add that belt hook on there without too much problem. So there you go. Again, nice and quick, but yeah, we've got what is quite, oh, there we go. What we could call a finished product. Um, again, you can go into that, you can refine it and add little bits of extras and things like that if you so wanted to. But that would be, we'd be able to take that straight away. Oops, we'd be able to take that straight away and 3D print it, and off you go. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, it's raining. What we'll do, we're just going to fillet these edges off. Apologies for the quiet while I'm doing this. I'm concentrating. Again, I'm not the brightest spark in the box, so I do have to watch what I'm doing when I'm concentrating. Allocate all brain power to the task at hand. 0.5. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, again, perfectly passable. And that took what? If we say that's taken us half an hour to model that, that's probably being generous. But again, yeah, it just gives you that sort of brief overlook into what's possible and how these processes work. Um, it's easy to look at something and think, oh wow, where do I start? And when you've a lot of the time, all you've got to remember is it's just shapes. If you can find it, if you can find a circle in something, there you go. You've got to start. If you can find a square or a rectangle, you've got to start. Everything else you can find. You can find a way around. But yeah, just being able to do that, and you're in. So there we go, guys. I think that's probably bored you all for long enough. Um, and again, today was only going to be sort of a short stream, just as I've managed to test everything. I think everything is up and running. Um, so in terms of Mike, your suggestion of music playing through, I've just been looking at that this morning before I went live, and it looks like it's a bit of a sketchy area. So for now, I'm gonna avoid it, just for the simple fact that I need to do a little bit more research into it, just to figure it out. Um, but yeah, so guys, thank you all very much for joining me today. I hope that it's been an interesting stream, at least in terms of we've made something. There's been some progress. It's not just been me rambling, although there has been an element of that. But there you go. And again, you probably noticed I'm wearing my Leicester Vintage No Toy Shop T-shirt. Shout out to the guys, Gav, who was in chat earlier on, and Joe, who is off today doing whatever he's doing. Um, and we'll see those guys tomorrow because this is where I work for my day job. and I'm forever grateful that I have that opportunity um, to the lads. So yeah, right guys. On that note, here's a lightsaber. This has been the Littlest Prop Shop. You've been awesome. I haven't. And with that, I'm gonna say goodbye. So thank you for joining me. Look for the next stream, and for now,